What's up, y'all? So, let's talk about all these people out here talking about industry this, industry that, what the industry people doing, what's their next move, what's the next trajectory of the industry, what's the gross profit of the industry, how much money is every executive making, how much money is UMG making, how much money is blah 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 blah, how much money is Spotify paying. Who gives a fuck? All y'all out there talking about music industry this, music industry that, it's some fucking, it's bullshit. There is no fucking music industry. I hate to fucking tell you there ain't no Santa Claus, there ain't no music industry. Because for something to be an industry, it would have to have a backing of something to be industrial. That would be like saying the automotive industry, but the automotive industry don't make cars anymore. They don't make physical cars anymore. All their cars are virtual reality, they digital. So you gotta travel by virtual reality. Y'all motherfuckers will be like, ain't no motherfucking car industry no more. You can't make money off that shit. How the hell you gonna sell a goddamn virtual car? You know what I'm saying? You can sell a subscription to a car, but you can't sell no goddamn real virtual car. Hell no, I need a real car so I can travel. So the thing about all these people out here trying to make speculations online on different videos and everything, and I see y'all, I hear y'all chirping and everything, but it's a bunch of baloney. It's a bunch of waste of time. It's a bunch of bullshit because you gotta use common sense. You gotta use discernment, and you gotta think to yourself and say, hey, come on now. Like, if they not selling physical copies of anything, then you should know that there is no money behind anything. There is no backing behind anything. There might be money behind digital distribution, but what the fuck is that? You mean like marketing? You mean like you're gonna put me on ads to get me out there? You're gonna buy me some bogus streams so I look like I'm like pumped up the first day streaming or the first week streaming? Is that what it is? Because if that's their game plan, then they don't have an industry. There is no music industry. The industry would be, hey, I make music. I have a product. I have to convince you to buy it. I have to be great enough to where you feel like you want to buy, and when you buy, you're going to have an experience that you wouldn't have anywhere else. And you love to have the experience with me. But if I can't present that, then I'm bullshitting you by saying, oh, go stream my shit on all streaming platforms. What kind of goddamn experience is that? What kind of industry? That ain't no industry. Regular people can see through that and be like, nah, that ain't no industry. I shouldn't have to pay for that. Yeah, that's why people be like, oh, I shouldn't have to pay for music. I shouldn't have to pay for that. It should just be up. It should just be on. It should just be available. I already got Apple Music. It should just be available. Oh, you ain't no Apple Music? Oh, you ain't no Spotify? Oh, you ain't on this? Oh, it shouldn't even fucking matter. You know what should matter? If you can get it to people and connect with people. And I found throughout the years the best way to do that is to keep everything in a compartment of a catalog to where you are your own gatekeeper. And the industry have lost that art over time. They have lost the art of becoming the gatekeeper. And the gatekeeper is not a bad thing. Because the gatekeeper was in the 90s, ooh, your song will play on the radio. Damn, that song is jamming. Damn, I want to hear more of that. Well, guess what? You got to give me $13.99 for this CD. Or you got to give me, if I go back to the 80s, you got to give me $9.99 for this vinyl. You know what I'm saying? Some vinyl back in the day was $6.99, $7.99 for the whole album. You know, double disc probably costs a little more, but for the whole album of most people's albums back in the mid 80s it was like $6.99, $7.99. And I would think right now today, charging $50 for an album, I don't think that'll be too much. If I'm gatekeeping the album too. If I'm doing it the proper way, yeah, you can hear this on Spotify. Yeah, you can hear this on Apple Music. We will physically give this away to anybody who wants to hear this. But you won't hear this on anything, these other tunes. You won't hear anything on any digital platform. You would have to hear it through its hard disk. There's no other way. And so when you say music industry, there is no goddamn music industry, because they're not selling hard disks. They're not selling real copies of any type of art. Are they selling any art? Are they just telling y'all to just go stream this now, go stream this now, go listen to this now, go listen to this now, listen to the whole album? And it's supposed to be so grand and so great that you don't have to pay no fee to hear it. There is no type of exclusivity added to the experience. There is nothing of that nature to where you feel like, oh my God, you know what? I really feel like I really have to pay these people to really have to experience what I just experienced. This should not be free. But like I say, there is no music industry because they're not in the business to do that anymore. They're in the business to stream. They're not in the business to make hard copy. They're not in the business to sell hard copy. And even though you might go out and find not even all, only some of your favorite artists to have a copy of their music on vinyl, that you can buy it and listen to it. And I feel like that's a lot of money missed out on, because even if that constitutes as 10,000 sales or 15,000 sales of the actual physical album, or even if you gatekeep the album and it's 50,000 to 100,000 sales, and you can put a price point on it of $50, that's a lot of money. I mean, I'll let you do the math, but yeah, that's a lot of money. So yeah, like, you have to think to yourself, if they are scared to be the gatekeepers, then there's a lot of philosophy missing, and you need to find your own fucking way. You need to stop listening to anybody who's saying, hey, you know what? We're going to analyze the old way of doing shit, and then we're going to find an answer. There was no answer then, and there is no answer now from that shit. So you got to find your own goddamn way. You got to find your own damn way in this music puzzle of artistry. You can't call it a music industry no more. You have to create your own industry. You can't call it a music business no more, because they don't even have a business platform. They don't even have a proper business model to even be able to pay the people who create the artwork that they so much invest in and support. Then if you investing in something and you bringing in money, you should be able to have enough to pay the people that actually created it. I would think so, but they never have. From about 70 to 80% of the experiences in the industry, it's only been about 20% of the experiences in the industry that I've seen people actually have really kept their money and actually really made their money directly off of music. But everybody else, if they were signed to a label as an artist, they didn't make as much. You never heard that story unless they did something off the grid, unless they was a songwriter or they was getting producer points on the album, and they were getting a producer's fee because they demanded it. Their manager demanded it, and they set their deal up to the point where it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna maximize on every piece of real estate financially on this album to make money from this label, and I can bring home money regardless of how it goes down. I'm gonna be successful, but I'm gonna bring in money regardless of what happens. But only a few have done that, and only a few can talk like that. So all these people that's trying to talk and trying to tell you the answer, they ain't got the goddamn answer. Stop it. Like, for real. Like, all these people call themselves industry this, industry that. If they got industry at the beginning of their name or at the end of their name, then fucking stop it. That's the worst. That's the worst. There is no goddamn industry. There never has. There never was in their eyes. Because if you ask them, they say, how many albums have you seen sell yourself? How many albums have you seen on a spreadsheet sell? You ain't have to see it physically leave the distribution site, but how many albums have you seen sell on a spreadsheet and you seen it and you was like, oh, okay, I'm responsible for this because I'm investing in this in this venture, and this is how we're making money because I'm investing in it, we're making right decisions, and we're getting money on our investment. But if you ain't never done that and you ain't never sold albums, i.e. like a Master P or MC Hammer or like a Ludacris, then you can't really talk about like the answer of having what is going to be constituted for the future. If you were signed to a label and you had label backing, you had label power, but it was like bullshit power because the power was masked with money to pay for the actual human ingenuity behind it. But the human ingenuity behind it was mismanaged financially. Not saying that it wasn't a great engine, because obviously all these engines got the stuff to the people. It was just mismanaged financially, and the system of the actual business never fucking worked. Nobody that actually created it ever got they just due. From what all these hard stories, from what we have heard, there's people who have talked bad about the industry in hip hop in their goddamn verses in their on their album. So we can't even sit here and say that, you know, we can't even sit here and say with a straight face that the industry just been just like gloriful. Because if that was the fact, then I would look back at every business practice and every business strategy from the 90s, from mid 80s to the early 90s to the early 2000s. I would just use that and I would be good if that was the case. But we know that didn't work. So to sit up here and say that music industry this, music industry that, yeah, that's some bullshit. You know what it is? You have to use your own discernment to create your own system to where you feel that you're going to make enough money to take care of you and your damn people, you and your family. Because listening to these people online try to use this strategy of looking at the industry or whatever the fuck they're doing, you know what I'm saying, whatever strategy they got, and be like, oh my God, they're doing this, and oh, they losing this, or this person got fired, or this person in this controversy, or this person buying this, or what UMG is doing, or what this person is doing, what Capital is doing. Who the fuck cares? Like I said, like who the fuck cares? What matters is what's gonna happen next week for your ass. What's gonna happen next week with the capacity that you have at your disposal? What equipment that you have that you have at your crib right now that you don't have to go out and buy anything else, and you don't have to invest any other money to be able to make the music, and you can make the music at the best quality possible and make it to where you can present it to the people and they would love it. They would love it sonically, they would love it lyrically, and they would love it musically. If they can love it on those levels, and you can make them feel something, and you can make them connect with some type of culture, then you done your job. But look into the way the music industry was done, yeah, you can look towards that, but to sit there and to listen to other people ridicule the industry and to try to give an example of how to do things when they haven't even done the experiment, the business experiment themselves, then that's just not the proper way to do it. So there is no fucking music industry. Stop all that shit. Figure out your own goddamn playbook. Figure out your own way that you're gonna do this. Figure out what works best for you, to where when you do your shit, you so great at doing it and strategizing it to get it to the people, i.e. industrializing it, i.e. making it into some type of physical form, to where you can put it in the hands of people and they can get it, they can feel it, they can love it, and they can access it easily in the physical and in the digital all at once, and you can be that gatekeeper. And if you can be that gatekeeper and you can bring money back home for you and the people that you love and the people in your family, then yeah, you won. But all this industry that talk, like music industry, like the old days, nah. This is a new day. It's like the whole music industry pretty much, it got leveled, and then now we're building new cities. Everybody got their own, they got their own culture. Everybody got their own tribe. Now we're building our new tribes. We're building our new cities. So no more of like looking at this from a telescope to look at the music industry from a distance and trying to figure out what can you do from what they're doing. It don't matter what they're doing. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What strategies that you're gonna proprietarily come up with for yourself, with how you can strategize to connect with the people that's around you, that you can touch with, that you can reach in your neighborhood, around where you're at in your city, around your small town. It don't even matter if you're in a small town. So that's what you need to think about. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm out.